I don't even know where to begin again. I am at a loss for words. Berke Buyuktuncel is transferring from Nebraska. Welcome back to another video, the Husker Breakdown. Today, I give you my reaction to Nebraska's junior power forward, Berke Buyuktuncel, leaving Nebraska. Why did he have to leave? So, you can already see here, so far, there's only been 3 transfers that have been outgoing for Nebraska. Quentin Rhymes, Justin Bolus, and unfortunately, Berke Buyuktuncel. Now, Quentin Rhymes and Justin Bolus, that's not a major loss because those two guys were kind of just not that good, and they didn't get that many minutes. They got scrub minutes, nothing much more. So those two you can count on to be gone for sure. Here's the bummer. Berke Buyuktuncel. He was one of our starters last year. And you look at our 5 starters. You lost Lawrence because he graduated. Same thing with Mast and Hoiberg. They're all graduated. That leaves you Sanford and Buyuktuncel as your only 2 remaining starters. Now, Sanford, there's news for him too, but we'll get to that in a moment. But Buyuktuncel, I was hoping we'd keep him because that's a post that we would have needed to really keep. But unfortunately, here we are. He dipped us, unfortunately. Now, fortunately, so far, you do seem to keep Frager. So far, I don't want to jinx it. So I should have said that quietly. I may have said that too loudly. So, hopefully, Frager stays. Kale Jacobson. Connor Segan will stay. He's, I think, recovered from that ankle injury. And Sanford will stay, but he's going to be a little bit in trouble. And that leads us straight to this. Price Sanford is undergoing hernia surgery. So he had sports hernia, just overuse of a muscle in games, usually because of just cutting back and forth in basketball. Remember, he had to move a lot to get open because people like Ben Sturts, annoying, they would just stick to him like glue. So he had to work pretty hard to even get open because that kid's annoying and thinks he's important. He probably is, but just, you know what I'm saying. It's just frustrating when people like Iowa that aren't even ranked beat Nebraska 2 out of 3 times. So this is what I think is the cause, that just being able to cut or having to cut around and all that stuff. He got this injury. Now, and this obviously says right here, he will return in June, and that's important because we don't want him to be injured for like a year, then he's useless to us. Probably get him a medical red shirt, but I'm guessing he already used his red shirt when he first started playing collegiate basketball. But here's the nice thing, and this is the good news. No, I didn't want him to be injured, don't get me wrong, but this is the good news. He's not going to declare for the NBA draft because he's going to be useless to them because he'll be injured. They will not want an injured power forward or combo guard, as they call him. So that's good. That at least won't declare for the draft because he couldn't. I mean, what's the point of declaring when he's literally injured? So we're pretty sure that he's gonna stay at Nebraska. I'm sure he will because he does like Fred Hoiberg, and the only reason why he even was at Iowa was because of his brother being there. But his brother's gone, so here he is. I'm glad that it's a speedy recovery, though, and I wish him a speedy recovery. But I'm just glad that, I'm glad that he just isn't going to leave us. Because what's going to be hard for Hoiberg is just keeping, Nebraska at that same level of competitiveness, for extended periods of time. Not just 1 year. Not just a one-hit wonder. I mean, you look at this, Sanford, he averaged about 18 points a game, and he shot about 42% from the 3. That, to me, folks, is extremely impressive because, shooting even 40% is impressive. I think the best in the world maybe shoot 50, but I don't know, in college, that's pretty good. Anyway, the last news, and I apologize that I didn't release this earlier. My computer was not uploading my video last night that was going to react to this game. And when it was done, it was already late the night it got done, so I wasn't going to do it late at night. So, I apologize, but I am completely impressed that Michigan was able to battle it out and win by 6 points against UConn, because I didn't want UConn to win. I wanted Michigan to win for 2 reasons, and I'll give them to you right now. One, they're Big Ten, which is just good because it makes Big Ten look real good. But 2, because that makes Nebraska look even better. Because remember, guys, about the end of January, maybe mid-January, we lost to Michigan by 3 points. So, that game, we were ahead like 90% of the game. But more importantly, we did not have Master Frager. We were missing 2 of our key starters. And Frager especially was a big loss. Like, actually, really, Master was too. But obviously, we got tired. We just kind of collapsed late. But they had a bunch of free throws, and let me show you. So yeah, Cadeau led them for 19 points. He also led them in assists. Johnson led them for 10 rebounds. Caravan led them for 17 points. Reed led them for 14 rebounds. And then, yeah, Smith led them for 3 assists. Field goal, 38% to their 31. 3-point, though, 13% for Michigan. That is crazy. And then 27% for UConn. That, I mean, they were both combined for 11 threes out of 48. That is awful. That is straight garbage. Then free throw, they were 89%. They hit 25 free throws. That's what won them the game single-handedly almost. Because that's what they did against Nebraska. That is what they did against Nebraska. They just shot free throws, got fouled, and they're a good free throw shooting team all around. Then, yeah, UConn shot 75%. That's still not bad, but still. That's crazy. And then pretty equal on turnovers. Michigan still does turn it over quite a bit, and Nebraska definitely exploited that weakness when we played them. And then, yeah, they had 7 more rebounds, which is weird because I think Michigan was out-rebounded against Arizona. I'm pretty sure. Don't count me on that. Then they had the largest lead and largest percentage led in the game. And, yeah, Michigan was a 7-point favorite, so they almost covered that. Anyway, so, yeah, guys. Going back to... Go back to that channel. Oop, my bad. Going back to the transfer portal here. I just don't know about you guys, but I am so disappointed in Buyuktuncel. Now, that's what I was going to say earlier. I neglected to say so because I wanted to move to these other 2 subjects. But now that I'm going to come back to Buyuktuncel, I think he's entering the transfer portal for 2 reasons. Because he could still transfer back. The portal doesn't close until the 16th, I believe. 16th or 19th. But there's 2 things that he might be doing it for. 1, he might be going in there to find a different school to play at. That's possible. Or 2, is that he's leaving so he can get a little more money, NIL money. And that might happen. If it does, he might stay. I'm sure he's going to be convinced to stay. Because what's weird to me is success breeds success. Okay? That's a very well-known fact. It's ironic that Buyuktuncel would leave, or Bolus, or Rhymes. Now, I guess maybe Bolus and Rhymes, they left because they didn't get enough minutes, but that's because they're scrubs. They got to earn it. But nowadays, with the transfer portal, that's not how it works, unfortunately. However, Buyuktuncel. I didn't think we were going to lose both of our guys, both of our European starters, in one swing. But we'll see. The portal is not closed. There's still many days left for Buyuktuncel to come back. And don't forget, we still have Leo Curtis. That's a real tall guy that I think will be very good for Nebraska in the future. And we still have Sanford thus far when he's healthy. And we still have Jacobson. We still have Frager. We will get Connor Sejan back. But we will have to see what happens. So, anyway, guys, I will see you guys in the next one. You guys let me know what you guys think in the comments below. And I will see you guys later. Goodbye.